Do you struggle with being disciplined? Do you feel like you're always depending on motivation and it actually turns out to fail you every single time? Well, stay tuned because I'm sharing with you how you can become more disciplined. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela and I help passionate, committed, and determined women turn their pain and struggle into success, freedom, and self-love. And if you have made it here, I'm so excited to have you. Make sure that you subscribe and like my video so that you get notifications of when there's new videos dropping on Monday and Friday. And let's get into the content because I am very excited to talk about this. I've actually seen in my group, in my Facebook group, if you're interested in that, you can actually check that out below. But I have actually been seeing a lot of posts on here or a lot of comments on there about how to develop more healthy habits. I want to have more healthy habits. I want to have a self-care routine. I want to do all of these things. And a lot of people also want to feel more motivated. So before we kind of dive into the content, I want to let you know a little something about motivation. Motivation is going to fail you. Motivation is one of the most fickle feelings that we as human beings have. And every time you think that you're going to get motivated and do the damn thing, it usually fails you. This is why discipline is so important. This is why when you get really motivated right before you go to bed and you lay out all your clothes and you're so pumped to go to the gym in the morning, and then at 5 o'clock in the morning when that alarm is going off, you're like, fuck that, and you snooze and snooze and snooze until you're too late, and then you've got to go to work or you've got to get up and deal with the children or whatever the case may be, right? Whatever is in your scenario, there's plenty in between there. And then you don't go to the gym, and now you're feeling guilty and ashamed because you didn't actually make it to the gym. The thing is that motivation will fail you. Motivation is a feeling. You are not always going to feel motivated all the time. I'm sorry, I hate to break that to you, but I said what I said. Okay, maybe I'm not really that sorry. But anyway, the point is that if you want to be able to have healthy habits, if you want to be able to have a self-care routine and put yourself first and do all the things so that you feel good, one of the most important things for you to develop is self-discipline. So how do you develop self-discipline? Well, this is a great question. The way that you develop self-discipline, at least for me, has always been to create a routine. You create a routine and then you create habits. And then those routines and habits actually create self-discipline. So when we're talking about creating self-discipline, we're actually talking about creating routines and creating habits because that equals self-discipline. But you're probably thinking, okay, that's great, Angela, so, but now what? What do I do with these routines and these habits that you're expecting me to make that's supposed to make this self-discipline? Here's the deal, is you want to start off with a routine that you can actually do. And you're probably thinking, okay, great. So when do I do it? When do I do all the things? What exactly do I do? Do I do it in the morning? Do I do it in the afternoon? Just stop, okay? Just stop. What I want you to do is I want you to pick one thing. That's it, one thing. Personally, I'm going to tell you journaling, okay? If you're new to my channel or new to me, know that I'm going to advocate for journaling every single time, okay? I am the queen of journaling. That's what one of my clients just told me on the live. But anyway, you want to journal, okay? You want to pick one thing that feels good to you, that feels aligned, that feels right to you, and you're going to pick that one thing. And that's going to be the one thing that you do as soon as you open your eyes. Okay, you need to pee and go get some coffee. That's totally fine. But you're not going to look at your phone. You're not going to look at emails. You're not going to deal with the children or anything like that. So that might mean you need to wake up a little bit before them. And we'll get into that in a second. But then you're going to do that one thing. And you are going to stay committed to that one thing for 30 days, maybe for 60 days, maybe even 90 days, right? And then once you're committed to it, once it feels natural, that's how you know it's a habit. Okay, now it's self-discipline, because now it's part of your routine. Routine becomes habits, and habits become self-discipline. So after you do that, then you're going to build this routine, right? Now you're going to add something else to it. That's what it means. So you're going to do maybe journaling, meditating, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do that for 90 days. And then you're going to add to it. Maybe it's working out. So now you're going to journal, meditate, and work out. And now you have a full-blown routine that are habits that are your discipline. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but we complicate this. And we complicate it because we have to dive right into doing 3 things when we've never had a self-care routine or done any type of morning routine before in our lives. Well, it doesn't exactly work like that. You have one thing and you create a habit so that it becomes self-discipline. Then you add something else to it. Now you have a routine. Now you have habits. Now you have a discipline. Now let's talk about waking up earlier than normal or before everybody else. First and foremost, this is not for everybody, okay? It's not easy to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up from the hours of 3 and about 7 o'clock. I know that that's a huge gap, but I don't wake up to an alarm clock anymore. And I actually normally wake up between like 3 and 5 o'clock. That's usually my go-to. Okay, and it is because I'm so self-disciplined now that the clock just goes off. It doesn't even matter. The thing is that I did not just start waking up at 3 or 4 o'clock, okay? I wasn't just like, okay, today I've been, I've decided that I've been waking up at 8 o'clock every morning and now I'm going to wake up at 3 o'clock. Yeah, right. I need you to get real. I say that with all the love in the world, okay? I need you to get real because that's a huge gap of time. You have to train yourself to go to bed early. You have to train yourself to get up. You have to do all of those things. So rather than giving yourself such a huge gap, that's such a huge adjustment, that you really are setting yourself up for failure, you do it in 30-minute increments, okay? So let's say that you normally wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, now you're just going to start your alarm at 7:30. And that's it. And I highly recommend that if you use your phone, you put your phone in the bathroom or in another room, okay? And that only worked for me for a little bit because eventually I would shut that shit off. Like, it doesn't bother me to go walk into the bathroom and turn off the phone and go back to bed. Doesn't bother me. But for you, that may trigger you to get up because now you're up, okay? So I want you to do that so that you can start waking up earlier and earlier and earlier if you so desire. Please know that is not for everybody and it's not required. But this is how you create self-discipline so that you can create routines and have healthy habits and put yourself first and essentially turn your pain and your struggle into success, self-love, and freedom. And if you have gotten this far into the video, I would love to hear from you. Have you struggled with self-discipline? What are some of the things that you've done? I would love to hear them. Leave them in the comments below. And if you have actually gotten this far into the video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Make sure that you subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.